Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Anthony Milton. It's a pleasure to be before you today. This message that you're about to hear has been very hard to put together. I did it, and then when I was editing it, I ended up deleting the rough copy, and I had to do it all over again. Then 30 minutes ago, again, and I noticed that I didn't hit the broadcast button to bring forth this message. And whenever I end up doing things, and I come through a lot of adversities to do it, I know that it needs to be out there. Bringing this to you to share that it came to light, I'm piggybacking off of the hurricanes because I heard in the Texas community, individuals going around breaking in people's homes, taking stuff off the street, breaking into the store, taking stuff. And I had a thought that, why is it that every time there's a hurricane, that Black individual take to the street and steal certain items, not items that, it's never, you never see, not that I know of, that I'm not saying it doesn't happen, and the behavior. If you are on the island and you can't be rescued, and there's a store that has water and food, and you break into the store to get water and food for your family, then it's the motive behind the theft. But if you break in the store to steal tennis shoes, VCR, TVs, and all kind of electronic gadgets that you really don't need, then it's wrong. When people are in the path of a hurricane, a lot of them are reluctantly to leave because they know that no one is there to protect their hard-earned property that they have obtained over the years. So they stay. And some people have stayed and probably died in the storm because they did not want to leave their property behind. And then you have those individuals that will stay behind for the express purpose of stealing and taking people items that they did not pay for. And it's wrong. Any race of individuals who go out there and steal and commit crime against their own kind is wrong. I sent out a tweet. I have Twitter and YouTube and Instagram, and I sent out a comment stating that why is it that every time there's a storm that Black individuals take to the street and steal? And the responses I got, people are justifying it because of history. It's nothing wrong with looking and investigating history. But if you look and investigate history to determine that is why we behave in that way, then what about the history where other Black trailblazers like Rosa Parks, Sojourner Truth, Booker T. Washington, all these Black individuals saw a problem, saw a need, and they did something about it. So you got two kinds of people. Some will look for history to better themselves so they can make a difference in other people's lives. And you have other people that look at history to justify that they should continue doing the same thing back in the day. If you was not born, you and I was not born in the 18 and 17 and 1600, and yes, there was a press movement, and yes, a lot of things happened to our race of individuals, but should we take advantage? Should we stay in that mindset to justify that we can't succeed and be something in our life? No. I've been told when I was growing up, and I heard that we are told to go to college, get a degree, be something, do something with your life. And I have experienced this myself. When you're in a position of authority over other Black individuals, someone won't listen to you because they say you acting like you white, or you talking white, or you speaking white. What do you mean speaking and talking white? Because I don't use street language and street terms. And then if they get mad enough at me, then they start using the N-word and insulting me and saying I'm Uncle Tom, I'm a sellout for the white man, or whatever the case may be. It's all about race. I heard white Blacks can't be racist because we have no power to hurt. Oh, really? You ask any Black person, even yourself, have you experienced racism from your own kind? And don't tell me a light-skinned female or male is arguing with another dark-skinned Black person. They're quick to say something about that person's skin color. Wake up. We are prejudiced among our own kind. And when a Black person like myself is speaking the truth, what happens? We are called everything in the book, and it's not good. We as Black Americans need to wake up and say, I can make a difference if I apply myself. If I'm struggling with this or that, why am I struggling? Do I need to go back to school? If you want a good paying job, then you go to school. If you drop out, go back to school. Take night classes. Find a skill that you enjoy. Apply yourself. It is not the interviewer's fault when you show up with your pants, males, are hanging off your butt. It is not the interviewer's fault when you come there with cornrows and earrings and tattoo all over your body and you're not even dressed to impress and you don't get the job because you're speaking, yeah, man, you know how it is, this mean, you're using ebonics, you're not talking properly. You're not using proper grammar. I don't use proper grammar at times because when I was growing up, I used to stutter a lot. So words like stress, that, the ST words, the TH words, they still give me a problem today. But I overcome that. It used to bother me, and it still does at times. And people used to tease me when they hear me pronouncing words that they can pronounce clearly themselves. So we are responsible to make a change in our own lives. It is wrong to just and then I saw the other day where they showed a news clipping where it said Black Lives Matter volunteers was rescuing Air Jordan tennis shoes. But and I laughed at it. I said, what? That doesn't make sense. But the news reporter failed to mention that they were stealing the shoes. They broke in the store. They're concealing their face. They're going in specifically getting certain kind of shoes. They're running back to their vehicles and they were rescuing Air Jordan shoes. It is the owner responsibility that owned that shoe store to take care, to protect his own property. And if he chooses to leave it there and the storm come and wash away the building or the building catch a fire or something happened to the contents in that building, the owner got insurance. Who am I to go to that store and say, oh, it's going to happen anywhere, I'm going to just take whatever I need? No, it is wrong. It is wrong to justify our behavior as a Black person because of what someone done back in the day. I call it the Black Trailblazers, the Sojourner Truth, Rosa Parks. These individuals saw a need, saw a problem, and they did something with it through blood and sweat and tears, and even some died because they want to make a difference. You and I have the opportunity based on what they did. And yet there are some individuals who want to go back to that way of segregation. I remember reading something recently where Black colleges or certain colleges where Black individuals saying, we want our safe space. We want to be segregated from the white man or different. We want our own personal space. But then that's going back in the past and it doesn't make sense. We as individuals need to wake up. So when I saw the article, I read it on the internet site and saw the video, Black Lives Matter rescue Air Jordan shoes. Why shouldn't it be Black Lives Matter volunteer is rescuing those Chicago victims? Black Lives Matter volunteers in the community helping to educate Black lives because it matters to everyone. Black Lives Matter should not be Black Lives Matter to me because it benefits me and what I can get out from being Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter should matter. Every life should matter. Not that Black Lives Matter better than so-and-so. When a Black suspect or Black drug dealer or Black person commit a crime, does Black Lives Matter? He said, oh, I can't sell drugs to you because Black Lives Matter. No, he's going to take that paper. He want that Benjamin. Does Black Lives Matter when he go out and rape a Black female? Does Black Lives Matter when he go out and do revenge killing? No, Black lives only matters when it benefits the individual who's saying and believe that thinking. Because if Black Lives Matter, there will be no shooting in the neighborhood among Black individuals. But when the church is quiet, the pastor's quiet, and we're not hearing it from anybody who say they speak for us. So Black Lives Matter really matters to those who can benefit from Black Lives Matter. That's the truth. We are an emotional base of people. We are emotional base of people. Based on our emotions, we tend to follow the emotional wave instead of following the truth. We must begin to wake up and begin to accept that all lives matter. We should not justify any criminal activity from any race. To break into someone's home when they are away because of a storm, to raid and riot in the community because of a shooting, lawful, unlawful, and you steal stuff, how does that help the victim? And you justify your behavior. You may have gotten away with it because the court or the judge or you get a smart lawyer or whatever, and you didn't get away with it because the eyes of God, whether you believe him or not, going to render judgment upon you. Does Black Lives Matter when your family member know that you're selling drugs in the community? Does Black Lives Matter when they know that you are not working and you coming home with money and you give them a few dollars to pay the bills and you staying in the roof and you putting food in the refrigerator? Does Black Lives Matter when you are arrested in jail and go to jail and go to prison? Does Black Lives Matter that your homie that you hung out with come to the jail to bail you out or send you money if you're in prison, give you money on your account? Does Black Lives Matter when you say, well, I'm not going to go around in the community pregnating all these women and have all these babies and I'm not supporting them financially? Does Black Lives Matter when you decide to say, I'm going to let the government be the father of my children? Does Black Lives Matter when you lie and steal and deceive and tell a woman that she's special to you and she get pregnant from you, and then you leave her to go to another woman and you degrade the woman that you just left and say she wasn't so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so? Does the Black Lives Matter? It only matters to the individual that's spitting it out of their mouth because it benefits them. It benefits the individual who's saying Black Lives Matter. All lives matter in the community, in the society. We hear young men say, I'm representing in the neighborhood. I'm representing what? I'm representing my territory. I'm representing whatever, whatever you can think of. And then someone get killed. They go to church. They go to the funeral. And they come out the funeral hall. A day or two, they may be sad that they missed so-and-so. And some people are plotting in the gang to kill whoever did. Does Black Lives Matter? No, because they want revenge. Black Lives Matter does not matter when someone who's Black of the same race is seeking avenge a death. And then when they get arrested, do their life matter to the people they was representing? No. When they are sitting in jail for the rest of their life, never getting out and die in prison, their Black lives really matter? Prison for the rest of their life, and they say, I'm representing, and they're in prison for the rest of their life, and only know about the prison lifestyle. And they may get out after 20 or 10 or 15 years, and only to find themselves back in prison because they've been institutionalized up here. Does that matter? Think about it. It's kind of funny if you think about it. If you didn't think about it the way I'm presenting it, it only matters to those individuals that get something in return from them. Because the Black Lives Matter, every community will be on the news that life matters. Quit shooting your own kind. Quit raping, quit selling drugs to your own people. Don't say, well, I'm not making them, they're coming to me. Yes, but you getting the drug and you selling it. And you committing a violent act. I recall a time where a young man was in prison and he was getting out. He said, well, I'm going back out in the street, but I'm not going to hang with my friends because if I do that, then I'm going to find myself back in. Back to prison, went out in the street, got arrested, came back into prison. And he said, and I asked him what happened. He said, because I followed the crowd, I couldn't leave that lifestyle. And he's back in the prison, spending 15 years in the institution. That thinking must stop. In order to change the community, you must change this. This is a model of a brain. The way you think, bad. It's the individuals that make it bad. The thought that we think in the community, neighborhood, you can take everybody out of the neighborhood, the houses and the building and the property is still there. It's the mindset of the individual in the community, the neighborhood. Some neighborhoods don't have a crime-infested environment. Some do. People who live a lifestyle of crime-infested environment will move to that part of the neighborhood. Someone who's trying to make their life better will move into another part of the neighborhood. So a neighborhood is defined by the mindset of the individual in the neighborhood. And when you begin to speak up against around you, then you face retribution from your own kind, calling you a sellout because you're not agreeing with them, saying that you are a sellout. Called many times where I was in positions where I could have fired my weapon when I was a law enforcement, but I didn't. Was I thinking about Black Lives Matter? No. I could have defended myself, but I didn't. Shot at me. When he got arrested, I pulled up in front of the house and I saw him laying down, someone laying down. I didn't know if it was black or white. And he jumped up, car, and I saw an orange flash, and he ran toward the car and threw the gun on top of the car and ran off. He was eventually caught. And I asked him, why did you shoot at me? He said, because you was white. White. The only thing white on me is my teeth in this patrol car. I recall knocking on the door. A lady called the police department and she needed help. And when I knocked on the door, she said, I don't want you here. I said, why not? She said, because you're black. And this was a black female. She said, because you black police officers don't do anything. I want a white cop here. I said, okay, well, I'll leave, but they're not going to send a white cop here based on your preference. So I can relate to what is out there. Yes, I'm not saying all cops are good. Some shouldn't be police officers. Do the best. I met black cops hated blacks. I met white cops hated whites. It's out there. Be for real. It is out there. But until it's addressed, it's going to go unchecked. Until something bad, it's sad to say, something happens to reveal that mindset. We as individuals must begin to realize that people are people. It's not the color of the skin that defines the person. It's what's coming out of here, their mindset and what they're thinking. We should not justify any type of criminal activity because of the past. Take the past and learn from the past and move on from the past and make a difference in your life and make a difference in other people's lives. And seek wisdom and understanding. And if a black male woman, if a black male come and approach you with some lies about he left his woman because she's this and she's that, and you have knowledge that he doesn't father multiple children and not taking care of them. And for you women who like to run behind the drug boy or drug dealer or the thug guy because they can spend money on you and get your hair fixed and your nails done and buy you expensive jewelry and clothing and you looking the other way, it's not free. You have to give up something. And you know that he has multiple females and he's doing the same thing for, what that say about you? You answer that question. We must begin to look at things from the eyes of, is it right and is it wrong? Difference in our lives, if we choose to, in the lives of others. When you die, what they're going to remember you for? Drug dealer or someone to commit violent acts? Or are they going to remember you that you made a difference? I admire black females out there that I see that's doing their best to educate females, even some males, but you only can help those who want to be helped. So we as individuals must realize that we need help and not be afraid to ask for help because our pride deceives us to not ask for help. All lives matter. Everyone's lives matter, no matter what color you are. The air that you breathe is not black and white, but it gives you life. If the air was black and it said, I'm not going to go around a white person, they'll drop dead, or vice versa. We must seek wisdom and understanding and begin to think for ourselves, not group thinking, begin to think for ourselves and wake ourselves up. That when people see us, that they like what they see, and they come to us and say, can you share what you did to turn your life around? Can you help me to point me in the right direction? We have a lot of single mothers who are being fathers because a lot of fathers have gone to jail or been killed or abandoned their responsibilities. I know individuals, black males, will go to jail, work under the table, deny that it's not his child before he will pay child support. It is wrong. If you have the guts, or we want to say the mindset, to impregnate a woman who gave you permission, then what's that say about her when she know that you have fathered other children? Everybody is responsible for their own actions. We can't say it's her fault or his fault. Both parties played a part in whatever the consequences result of their own actions. We need to educate ourselves. We need to seek out people that can educate us, to cause us to change our way of thinking. We must change our way of thinking if you want to better yourself. You must change the way you think. If you go into a job with your pants on your butt, hanging down, and you're not dressed for success, do you expect to get a job? If you want a good paying job and you dropped out of school, go back to school. So what if the boy is on the hood, say you back in college or you going to school? So what if they laugh at you, but you're doing better for yourself? You must begin to fight those thoughts that say that you owe something because of the color of your skin. You must fight those group thinking that say it's okay to go steal and take for others when they're not there to protect their own property, because you say that it doesn't matter, they're going to get destroyed anyway, because you are taking advantage of someone's misery. Do you really think that you gotten away with it even if the law enforcement don't catch you? You don't have to believe in God. You can be an atheist. I don't care. But you did not get away with it. You're going to experience the reaping and the sowing, or your children or their children going to experience what you've done. We need to begin to wake up from here, our wake. We are sleeping while we awake. We must begin to open our spiritual eyes and ears and begin to say, you know what? I have lived a life of injustices among people. I don't want to live that life anymore. I want to wake up. Yes, I know about history and what it's shown me. It's a very ugly, disturbing history that no person should have gone through. But they went through it. For me to have the right to sit in front of you today to say what I'm saying to you, even though I know people are not going to like it. For you to have the right to even sell drugs or whatever, because you have the freedom to do it, but doesn't make it right. So the black trailblazers, as I called them, blazed the trail for you and I to have the rights that we have today. And yet, a lot of us are being played by our own race. Not only the white race, but we are being played by our own race with emotional drama, emotional things. When we don't think by ourselves, when we follow the herd, you might find yourself going off the cliff. It is wrong to steal, it's wrong to loot, it's wrong to take things from others. It is wrong. No matter, I don't care what excuse you can use. You can't convince me because of the past, you have special rights as a black person to do whatever because you owe it to you. They owe it to you. You was not born in the 15 and the 16. You was not born and captured and brought in over the slave ship. Your ancestors may have, but not you. You should make a difference. Why keep living in the past, bringing in what happened in 1800, 1600, 1500, and you bringing it into the 21st century? It's not going to fit. You have two choices. Either you're going to die a life of crime, justifying your behavior, only be to remember for that moment when they say ashes, ashes, dust to dust. Why should we fuss over this dust? Figuratively speaking. Some things need to be said, and all the time, the truth does hurt, but it needs to be said. Any doctor and nurse will tell you, with every operation, there's come a cutting, a pain, a little experience and a soreness, but over the months, you get over it. So the truth can be the knife that need to cut out your thinking. that it's okay and to justify to hurt others. And look at the killing, just Chicago by itself, and see how many people are killed the Labor Days, Christmas, whatever you can think of, even in your community. Do your own homework. Take your mind. I remember meeting a black female one time. She told me what her rules were when she met a guy that was interested in her. She would ask him who the mayor of the city. She would ask them specific questions. And if they couldn't answer, she was not interested in them. I said, that's a good point. A lot of people say, I don't need to know this and that. This because it doesn't affect me. But yes, it does. It indirectly may not be directly affecting you now, but it's indirectly affecting you. I was once a person that said, I didn't want to read a book. Just stupid. I had to wake up because I said, if someone wants to hide something from me, they could put in a book. They didn't have no pictures. And then I had a thought came to me. My communication skills is limited, are limited based on what I read. A lot of different materials to educate myself, to see how people communicate with each other. I'm limited. So a person that's living in the hood, ebonics, in short words, that's all they know. But to change the way they communicate, they must go back to school, educate themselves. What's need to be right. We have older adults in their 40s and 50s and 60s still playing the young man game. They still think they're young. They're wearing the pants off their butt. They're wearing the earrings that make you go, this person's 40, 50, 60, 70 years old. Why are they acting that way? You should expect a difference in our senior males. But our senior males, some of them are acting just like the young people out on the street, selling drugs, getting women pregnant, saying it's not their children, denying responsibilities. And guess what? It's still wrong. It is even wrong for a female to withhold the knowledge that she was pregnant by this man and don't tell the man or don't tell the child because she hate him or she don't want to know the life, don't want the child to know the lifestyle that his or her father is living or had lived. Some truths need to be told and some truths need to be closed the door. But you should determine that. If it's keep coming back over and over and over in your life, you need to deal with something. Sometimes individuals will have to experience bad things before they can turn around. It's sad to say, but sometimes we have to experience bad circumstances in our life to wake us up from what we are experiencing. We must begin to ask ourselves, are we happy with our race of people? No. It grieves me, it bothers me when I hear of young black males doing things to harm each other because of money and wealth and fame. No one wants to go, very few wants to go to job and work at Burger King and McDonald's. Very few want to go back to school. So they take advantage of other people and they feel they owe that right. And some are sitting in jail, I'm quite sure right now. Some are in prison. It's a place where no tears are shed in the open. And they probably regret everything, but it's too late. They're incarcerated for the rest of their life. So if you like what you heard, the young black males and even older males, even females, that they will see that there's others out there that go along with their thinking. They may feel that they are alone, but there are others out there like them that want to make a difference. I admire black females that's out there being an activist, speaking the truth, females to keep their leg crossed and not drop them, their underwears, to say because a man loved them. Nothing to do with sex. You love me, I love you because I'm having sex. That's not love. You're just making love. You having sex. And I had to start one day, when you go to a store and you buy a pack of condoms, effective, even birth control pill. But it's that 1% that gets you. Where's the 1% that gets you? The spiritual law. Condom in the condom bus. You can be taking birth control pill and still get pregnant. Where I responded to a call where the mother came home and caught a guy running out the back window. He was in the bed with her young daughter under 15. And she's mad and she wanted me to talk to her. And I listened to her telling me the story. She said, "Oh, I gave her our birth control pills so she won't get pregnant." I said, "Ma'am, I'm not being disrespectful, but you're sending a mixed message." She said, "What are you talking about? You were mad and upset because you came home, discovered that your daughter had sex with a young man who ran out the back window, but you gave her the pill." "Oh, I gave her the pill because in case she did it." "Then why are you arguing? Then why you call me?" "You gave her pregnancy pills to keep her in case she disobeyed you. You called me to talk to her to say what she did was wrong." You're sending a mixed message. You should say, "Don't have sex with no boys because you're under the age of 16. And don't even have sex with no boys until you're married. Get pregnant, then you told them the truth. You gave them instructions. If they're living in your house, you gave them rules. Child is living with you. You are the parent, and they are the child. And we know that this is a fact, that you have some children are living with their family, have some youths are living with their parents, and they have become the adult. They are the adult, and their parents has become the child. They reverse the roles now that they're living. So begin to wake up. I know I gave you a lot, and it may apply to you some. I look at it, this can be like a buffet message. A certain store or restaurant, or a restaurant where all you can eat. Certain part of the buffet, and you can eat your favorite food. And some people can go to the salad bar, to the pizza bar, to the cold bar, to the hot bar, or whatever bar in the particular location of the all-you-eat establishment. It's a buffet of truth for you. Some apply to you, and some may not apply to you. What you need to be, eat what you need to be eaten. If you felt that what you heard today required that you need to spank yourself, then you have spanked yourself by accepting the truth. If you want other people to be spanked metaphorically, share what you learned today. Thank you for listening. There'll be many more messages when I'm led to put them out. And I want you to go away, not condemning you, just simply revealing to you the facts of life with the truth. This is your opinion. I'm giving you my experience. I'm telling you about facts. I'm telling you about situation. I'm sharing what's right. When I say that it is wrong for any race to harm, to kill, to steal, because they feel they owe it to them. Communicate, can't have a conversation if you believe, and you will not consider, how can you communicate with any individual who won't even agree that any action of any race of individual on the criminal side is wrong? Conversation with you. Two things are going to happen. You can either draw them over to your side, or they're going to draw you over to their side. You can't say I agree to disagree, because both persons will walk away thinking that they were right. And I'll leave you with that thought. Have you been spanked metaphorically? Or do you need to be spanked with the truth? If you like what you heard, go to my website, hestillspeaksnowlisten.org, and you see the information about the book I put together, a book together titled From the Eyes of a Cop, Black Lives Matter, relating to my experiences and relating to factual evidence that you can do your own homework and find. It doesn't, it's just a factual book to show you the book. I copied the whole book and pasted it on the website, and you can copy it. If you want a PDF copy, you can email me. The information, contact information is there. Or if you want a hard copy, I've had one on site. I'll send you the hard copy free of charge. I pay for the postage because I want you to know and have the information at hand. And in this particular book, I recall I put a setting up. This world is not a utopia. It was a television called Mayberry RFD, where Bonnie always carried a bullet in his pocket and Andy didn't carry a gun. There are a lot of individuals in this world, in the society today, want police officers to carry no gun, no weapon. Just ride up in the patrol car, someone shooting, the bad guy's not going to put away his gun. He's going to use his gun to kill, steal, and rob you. So when the officer rides up to the scene, he's going to just turn back around. I don't have a gun. I have a gun. Think about the things that we think. Think about the things that we want. Decisions, and it doesn't make sense when we apply logic to it. Police officers ride in the community with no weapons to defend themselves and to defend you if something break out. I recall many times where back in the day when Black Lives wouldn't even matter, that term was not even out there, where I was in a fight, who had a knife when I was arresting her for prostitution. I could have shot her and she scratched me in the finger. When I was shot at by the young man who thought I was white, but it was the patrol car, Matisse was white, that he shot at. It's his impression that he didn't like whites. Put in such a situation, patrolling the community. If I'm in a predominantly Black neighborhood, who I'm going to be stopping in the middle of the night at 2 or 3 o'clock at night if I see you behind of a building or doing something wrong? You. And then you shoot at me and I shoot at you and you get hurt or you get injured. Am I wrong? Because I stopped you in a 97%, 99% Black neighborhood. There was time I was in a predominantly white neighborhood. Who I'm going to stop? Predominantly white individuals committing crime. If I see a Black person in a predominantly white neighborhood and they're not doing nothing wrong, hey, I'm not going to stop you. But if it's 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, or even in the daytime, and you fit a criteria or probable cause, I'm going to stop you. By law, I'm supposed to say, I'm officer so-and-so, this is the reason why I'm stopping you, yada, yada kind of stuff. We're quick to play the race card and say, oh, they're racist. They're always stopping Blacks in the community. If I'm a Black individual, if I'm a white police officer and I'm working in a predominantly Black neighborhood that everybody know is drug infested, that people always getting killed and shot in this community, and I stop you because you're Black and you white, and I know white, when I was working in the cover, white individual used to drive in the Black predominantly neighborhood to buy drugs, and they was arrested. Husband and wives and fathers and parents that had drug problems, or vice versa. So when we deny the facts that we're not hearing from the news media or our pastor, our parents, or even any place where we can go to learn this stuff, then we follow the emotional of race baiting or race card or sex or whatever the case may be. Wake up, my brothers and sisters, where we must begin to separate ourselves from the group thinking, the group thought. For you, I hope that I share something with you that will make you go, to hear that. About time someone speak up for me, because I believe what I just heard. To justify I am owed something because of the color of my skin. No one above others because of the color of their skin. Yes, it is done, but when we hear about it, should we do the same thing, us against them? When us against them, then where does it stop? I'll leave you with that. Thank you.